Hello again. So we're going to start making the bugs this time, and this is the end product that we're going to look for. Hope you like the look of it, and we're going to colour it in all sorts of ways. Notice we've got eyes, we've got inside here there's a light, and what we'll do is we'll make the thing out of 3 parts of a bottle. The body of the little insect, and he's got googly eyes if you want them to have them, and you can see that the shapes all are beautifully fit to create this gorgeous insect. And you can see the head obviously comes from the handle of the bottle and all the back bits there, and then the body comes from the other side, as does the underneath. So we're just cutting out those bits. So if you get any little, you get a bit confused with the templates, remember all you're doing is cutting out one side and another side. So if you go to www.hangingbootcreative or follow the link in this video, you'll find that you can download a template to attach to the bottles, or you don't really have to do that. You could, just by watching the video, manage to draw it. So I've already cut out the templates that I need so far. So you'll find you've got, apart from the legs, you've got the head, the abdomen, belly, and the wing cases. And each of them has got a little red mark on it where you need to pierce some holes. And this is where your bit of cardboard comes in to start with. So we're just going to pierce some holes so we know in the template. So we're just going to push that down into the template so we know where those are going to start and finish. And I need the holes here. Doesn't need to be much. It's just so that the felt pen will go through. Just into there like that. Just to make a mark. And we'll do the last one for these wing cases. You'll see why in a second. So once you've cut them out and you've done that, we're going to tape it to the bottle. Make sure the bottle's nicely rounded. And there's a centre line on the bottle. And that line that's in the middle of the wing case will line up with that. And there's a grey line on it as well, which will line up with the other one. Take that down. Make sure it's lined up at the top and the bottom. Nice long piece of tape will help it to stay fixed. Okay, so once we've done that, and that's nicely fixed on there, so press the tape down, get a pen, a felt pen like I said on the earlier. I'm just going to draw around that. It'll draw around the bottom and the sides, and it'll start to curve up into that part there. That will, what we want to do is actually create the curve going around here. So it meets up just at the neck of the bottle there. And the other thing we need to do is to mark in where those holes are. Here. And here. We can take that off now. Done with that. We've got a little mark there, squidgy mark. And we'll cut that out in a moment. The next thing we're going to do is use the other side of the bottle for the head. And so we do the same thing. Line up all the lines that match up, and in the centre. Tape on. Just make sure it's well lined into the centre. That is just going to help us make sure the holes are in the right place. That's the main thing, as well as doing the drawing. Stick that on there. Just make a little hole so we can see a little bit better there and there. the holes in. We're going to cut a strip down there, that's why we need holes here. And we'll just widen that hole a tad so we can see through that, and then again draw around. This is going to come off this black marker, so I'm using a non-permanent marker here. Now for this part we're not going to cut, we're not going to draw around there, we're going to go into the middle. I'm just going to go make a line into the middle. I can just so I can cut that into there. I might use that as a mouth part, you see. So that's that one done, and then we just need another bottle for the abdomen belly. So it's the end of the bottle again. I'll just tease it out so it's more or less flat, and tape. Just going to make sure these holes are nice and visible. So the legs are going to go into those two holes. You could put them at the side, but the fun thing with this is once you've done one, you'll be able to experiment and change the design and do what you like with it. But when you'll see how it fits together. So there's that one going in there. Just tape it down, centered up, all nicely done there. Break around and put a piece of tape on the other side. So again, we're just going to mark in where those holes are. I'm going to draw around the outside. First go, and we'll just join that up. Doesn't matter that it's not so neat, because when we cut, we're going to just cut into that. Okay, so cutting. Pair of scissors. Get an adult to help you with this, because this is very tough to cut into, and we have to start somewhere. We have to start by cutting and cut away from the line, so when it goes through, it doesn't it jams through. So we just have to be that little bit careful here, a little bit strong with it. Then we're going to cut it out fairly roughly to start with. Don't cut all over the bottle, because we're going to use other parts of the bottle, maybe the bottom and the edges and so on, and these sides to make the legs with. But it's once you've cut it out, you'll find the plastic is just so lovely and easy to cut once you've got this main bit done. Okay, so we've got that. And like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim that off nearly around that black marker pen. And you can wash this off after we've done that. I've got these little bits of plastic that can go in recycling. That's what we said that was. That is the wings, because there's no holes in that one. So that's one cut out, and it's got all the marks on it. We can tell that is the abdomen because it's got the 3 holes in it. And then we're going to cut out the other 2 from this side. Just join that up. And it's the same again. You have to cut in to the head, but this time we can cut down near the mouth part. And we can cut that mouth part out. I'm just going to be fairly rough with that. Squeezing it in. Make sure they're the same distance. I know from that corner there. So each one should be about the same distance from the corner. Then we're going to use that piece of plastic later on. just going to trim this nice and neatly, just on the other side of that line. Make a neat cut. Just so I can still see it a little bit. And there's some lovely design on there just for the back of the bug. There we go. That's nice. Now the next thing, I will do the head. So the three parts that we've got now are the wings, the belly, which comes a little bit further out, and what we've got to just do is check to see if those bits line up. That one there and that one there, and it looks like they do. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to pierce a hole. Now this is another reason why I've got this card. I'll pierce this hole so that, and I'm going to go a little bit lower down. You can just get a screwdriver, and all you have to do is just press through, and that's that done. And just get that screwdriver and press through on that spot, and that's that done. It's quite easy. You might need an adult to help you with that, and what you need to do then is just twist it around a bit to make the hole a little bit bigger. I'm just going to check these now, and the way I can check one's underneath, the way I can check is just to bring the two pieces together, make sure they're lined up there, and I can just go, well, those holes aren't quite in the right place at the moment, so I'm just going to make another mark with the marker pen and say, well, that's that dot there. Okay, and so it's not that one, it's the other one. So I'm going to put my screwdriver on it, I can bang it down like that, twist it through like that. We can do the other three holes for the legs. We can do 1, 2, 3. This is very thick cardboard, by the way. That's how the screwdriver can go through. If you did it straight onto the table, it wouldn't do it. Just gives it a little, twist it round in the hole so that it's good. Now I've got a hole in that one and a hole in that one, and all I want to do now is I want to put a paper fastener in. One of the things I said before. This is just to join these two together. I'm just going to open that slightly. I need to take it out in a moment. I'm going to put the other one, so go around the other side and check to see whether it is. Oh, look at that. It'll fit nicely. So I can put the other hole in there. And twizzle that around. And that's the inside, so just be checking which are the ones that are going inside and which are going out. The one with the 3 holes in it is going on the inside. I'm just going to put a paper clip in there. Now, that's the easy bit. We're going to just see if we can get the head in, so you can see the paper clips are open in there. Okay, so now for the head. This is a tricky bit. What we've got to do is we've got to make that line. So I'm just checking to see whether these are going to line up. Yeah. We've got to punch the holes. This one in this corner is a little bit tricky, and what you can do is just pop it on a piece of a book or a piece of wood, because it just needs to be lifted up a bit, so that you can fit it in a little bit better, and then we can just do the stabbing through of that hole. We can turn it around and do the stabbing through of that hole and that one. Okay. Now this has to be a slot. It's to try to make the whole thing a lot easier to get at when you're putting it together. So we're just going to put a slot there and a slot there, so that the holes are just for the, so we know where we're going to, and the scissors can get in. Okay, so that's that done. Now the tricky bit. What we've got to do is get that slot onto those paper clips. So what we need to do is just narrow them off slightly. And then push the head inside and over the top of those paper clips. Now this is a little bit fiddly. You can see that one's come apart, so I can show you what I mean by putting them together. But we can do this one open. So that side of the head is going to go through that slot, just like that. And we're going to open it up, and so that can slide in and out nicely. Remember, this head is going on the inside, so what I'm going to do is line up the hole, line up the slot with the hole, and then push the paper clip through both things, and then, so that's in there, you can see it, then we can just open that out. Now it is a little bit, well, it's very, very tricky as that. Now, there we have our book. What you say? And now we have the sliding head. Okay, so that's looking good. You can see that the body here is wrapped around a little bit more. You can do some cutting off. The templates are just a guide, and it depends how you move, how your things move. But it does wrap up, and the little thing can hide away and come out to its heart's content. Okay. Now the thing is that when we paint it, we're going to paint the inside, because when you paint, it doesn't stick very well to this plastic, so when you pick it up, the paint will come off on your hands. So I'm afraid I have to take it apart again, but we'll see that in the next video. When it comes to the legs, you'll see on the templates that I've got some designs for legs, but really what it is getting the old piece of bottle and saying, well, what, will that shape come? There's a foot there, and there's a bit of a leg there. So let me see if I can cut a shape out, and I can do the same at both sides. So I'm going to use this part as two legs. So scissors again, and I'm just going to be use this side of the carton, and then it's got feet here. I'm going to use this side of the carton. What have I done so far? So that's starting to make the foot. So it's this side of the carton. And I'm going to go up above that little crease, make a little fold in, and then I think I'll put in a few snippy zigzags to make it look like an insect's foot. Some legs that were done on this one, and they just different sizes. You can see that one's actually made out of one piece. I'll show you how to do that in a moment. What we need to do again is put a hole in the legs in the same way, screwdriver, push through the plastic. Where's my other leg gone? Different size. Oh well. Push through the plastic, and that one's going to go through there, and we'll pop a paper fastener through both holes, through both legs. 1, 2, push it through there, and that's where the legs go. I've just speeded that up a little bit because a bit of short time. So we've got the 2 legs coming out there, and we're going to have 6 more legs, 4 more legs coming on. Okay. And coming up in the next video is the painting of the bug. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon. Bye.